Yeah, what's poppin' guys, Sizzle here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the best Nintendo 64 emulator that we currently have as of right now in 2025. Unfortunately, it's still not perfect, but it's way better than what we had like 2 to 3 years ago, and that is RMG, otherwise known as Rosalie's Lupin GY, the best N64 emulator out there. I'll be showing you how to set up in this video. What I will not be showing you how to set up is getting your ROM files and your backups all set up. Just do note that you need to have your ROM files in either Z64, N64, or V64 formatting. You get different file formats depending on how you backed up your files, but just make sure it's one of those three. If it's anything else, you did it wrong, you followed a bad guide somewhere, and something just did not work. And with that disclaimer out of the way, let's get into the setup. So first off, you want to go to link in the description, Rosalie241 RMG GitHub, go to the releases page right here, look for this green bubble right here, and then find the RMG portable Windows zip right there, and save that wherever you want to have this emulator at. In my case, I'm going to put it on the desktop just for the sake of this tutorial. With that nice and downloaded, we can now minimize our browser and go extract this into its own folder, just like that. And if we double click into that, you can see we have quite a lot of stuff going on here, but all we really care about is rmg.exe down here. Just double click that to load it up, hit more info, and run anyway. Your Windows Defender will pop up to try and block that. From here, we can already go ahead and change our settings before we do anything, and I'm going to go do that and also make sure that I actually have my controller connected, because I didn't just now. But while I'm doing that, let's go into graphics. You can change quite a lot of things here, like window resolution. 720 is just a little bit nicer. Aspect ratio, I like 16:9 because that fits my monitor. You can do whatever you want. Overscan, this is super useful. Whenever there are black borders around a game, you can use overscan here to get rid of those black borders. I don't know if I'll be able to show it off in this video, but when I was playing some of my other ROMs, I think Mario 64 was one of them, there was black borders on the top, left, and bottom. All you have to do is up these numbers to slowly get rid of black borders and keep saving until you figure it all out. All this stuff here, generally the defaults are absolutely phenomenal. When it comes to emulation, use per game settings is great. They have a lot of per game settings set by default for you, so you don't even have to think about anything. These settings down here, for example, get changed a lot when it comes to rendering text and all that. But all the rest of the stuff here is pretty good. And then internal resolution, same as output resolution, is a solid option, but I generally just do a multiple of 3 of the N64 resolution, because for me, that's more than good enough. Everything else here, I genuinely don't touch. You can do whatever you want here, but I'm not going to touch it beyond that. For me, that's more than good enough. And now we're going to select the ROM directory, which is going to be my desktop for now. And with the desktop selected, you can see we have Banjo-Kazooie up and running, which is the ROM file I will be testing this with. We're actually just going to go into settings, audio, turn our audio down a lot because it's very, very loud. And you can change stuff in advance if you know what you're doing, but generally this is all you have to do to change volume. Then go to settings and input, and we have this lovely, lovely input display. Make sure you change the input device to whatever you want to use, whether it be a keyboard, in my case, my Xbox controller. And we're just going to go bit by bit, pressing all of these different things, and get them all in place. So this will take a second. The C buttons. Just make sure you bind everything as you want to bind it, which might take a second or two, depending on what you're trying to do. And once you have that all bound, you should be good to go. You can change the dead zone here if you want. I haven't had to, but you can. You can also save the profile here by hitting plus or delete. So if you want to save this as player 1, hit plus. You can save this as like Xbox. And then now we have our Xbox controller saved, and at any time we can just swap back to it if we ever accidentally delete it. Now with everything kind of set in place, we can just double click right here and we should load up the game. All we gotta do from here is adjust those scan lines like I mentioned earlier. Alright, so we can do stuff like here, change the limit FPS so we can like quickly, speed through this section. I actually just realized I don't have it recording audio, which is just really interesting, but that's some peak content right there. Right. But anyway, you can see how there's black bars on all sides. All we have to do to fix that is, like I said before, go to this overscan setting, and just tinkle with the numbers a bit. So 10, we tried 10, 10 did not work. Let's try 20. Let's see if 20 is too high, if that cuts into the picture. Yeah, there we go. Pause. Pause is nice because then we can see where the edge of the screen is supposed to be, and we can really mess with these numbers properly. 18. Not sure if 18 was too far, not enough. 16. We have to unpause for it to apply. Yeah, we have to unpause for it to apply. That's kind of annoying. This is the one annoying part, is this stuff's a bit annoying to configure, but this is a one and done. But you'll notice at the bottom of the screen it says save settings for Banjo-Kazooie or settings profile, meaning next time we do Banjo-Kazooie, it will remember that we need 18 on the left, 18 on the right, and then whatever we need on the top and bottom to make things work. You can also do aspect ratio stretch, and that way it stretches to the screen, like so. And now you can see the sides have no issues, but the top and bottom still have a bit of an issue. So I'm going to try 10 on both. We're again really, really close to exactly what we want to have. Let's try 14, 14. I think 14 on the top is perfect, but the bottom still has a bit of black down there. 16 on that. Perfect. And now you can see there's no weird black edges or anything. The game just looks like how it's supposed to. We got everything up and running with a nicer internal resolution and all that. And yeah, I mean, not much more to say. The emulator's up and running. We can change graphics on the fly. If we want to change our resolution, original N64 resolution, whatever, we can change whatever we want to change. But you can see everything is just working beautifully, looking beautiful. And the game's running fine. Controls are working, right? We were able to get through that menu right there with my controller. And yeah, with that being said, that's about all there's to say. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns in the comments below, and I'll try to answer them if I notice them and I know the answer. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed, and have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.